All right, everybody. How's everybody doing here in this Friday afternoon? It's sort of dreary out here. It's rainy. I'm going to be headed out to work shortly for a long night, and then be back into work tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for a long day. But anyway, I wanted to get a video up here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel, and I was reading information that the stars are getting frustrated backstage, as well as the writing team and everybody else involved, that Triple H is making decisions and Vince McMahon is changing the plans that Triple H has made. And Triple H will tell talent one thing, and then Vince will change it on him. So there's a conflict of interest here between Vince and Triple H now. As we all know, Triple H has a lot of say in what goes on in the WWE, but when it comes down to it, the final decision comes to Vince McMahon because he is the rightful and truthful owner of the WWE network and everything else that goes along with it, the company WWE and whatnot. So, Vince has recently made remarks about a poor decision that Triple H made about giving Ric Flair more airtime on TV. Vince thought it was a bad idea because Ric Flair always finds a way to screw up something in his life, and Vince is worried about him embarrassing the WWE. But he did state that he was going to let things go into the hands of Triple H as far as that decision went, because he said it's a learning experience, that Triple H will find out that Ric Flair will screw him over and make him look like a fool. So Vince said, it's a learning experience. Let him find out the hard way. But as far as storylines go, what they're going to do with talent, what I think the WWE really needs to do is everybody should sit around at a table and discuss what's going on and make the final decision there, and not have one member of the board go off and give some of their talent an okay that they're going to do this or they're going to do that, or we're going to do this for you or we're going to do that for you, without everybody being in agreement. And I can see where Vince McMahon is getting a little bit upset. I think that he feels that Triple H is abusing his power a little bit, and and it needs to stop. The bottom line: Vince McMahon owns the WWE. He has the last word in everything that's said, and I think Triple H ought to respect those wishes by Vince McMahon. Now, on another note, as far as this situation goes, we have seen some poor decisions made within the company, and a lot of these decisions were made by Triple H. Triple H is partly the reason why CM Punk left. I don't know if anybody has read anything about this previously in the past, that CM Punk and Triple H weren't very good friends. Triple H was actually the one who held CM Punk back earlier in the day. When he came to the WWE, Triple H did not think that he was that good of a talent and held him back. And Paul Heyman went to bat for CM Punk, and he went to Vince and finally convinced Vince that CM Punk was a talent. He was going to make Vince a lot of money. Vince accepted what Paul Heyman said, and we all know what happened thereafter. CM Punk was a champion for 434 days. And yes, he did walk off the job, and this had a lot to do with the booking issues, with Dave Bautista coming in at the Royal Rumble, winning it, and going for a main event. Like CM Punk said, there's guys here that work 365 days a year. You're bringing somebody that hasn't been around in 5 years, that only wants to be around on a part-time basis, and again, you're putting him right into the main event. Punk didn't think it was fair, not for himself, but for guys like Daniel Bryan, who, got the title, got it stripped away. And a lot of these decisions were made by Triple H as well, but don't get me wrong, they wouldn't have happened unless Vince McMahon okayed them. So I think what they need to do, like I said, is they all need to get together. They all should make the decisions together. And then if something goes sour, something goes wrong, it's everybody's fault as a group. You can't pinpoint that it's his fault or her fault or whatever. So anyhow, with NBC Universal reaching an agreement with the WWE, It's been reported that the stock opened up this morning at a very low price of $11 and some odd cents. Forbes has announced that Vince McMahon has lost $357 million, you know, as far as money goes, a third of his wealth, because people aren't buying into this deal with NBC Universal, and it probably has a lot to do with the product as well. You could research this and you can find out the same information I did. I saw it at various websites. So, but again, the bottom line is Vince still is running the company. He does have the last say, and I think if there's decisions made, and people are approaching talent and giving them ideas or telling them things are going to happen, then they ought to run it by Vince first and let Vince okay it. And then this way, if it was a wrong choice, you're all wrong as a whole, as a group. So then there you go with how it is. I mean, so one man, that has the authority sometimes oversteps his bounds and does things because maybe not doing it intentionally, because maybe deep down Triple H, with some of his ideas, thought they were great ideas. He thought they would really work. But again, you need to run it by Vince first and, just go from there. Because as we all know, the WWE was made big by Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan, really. And back when that became big, Triple H wasn't even a thought in the WWE's mind or the WWF's mind as they were back then. So with him getting any kind of power within the WWE, sometimes I think he needs to rethink his thoughts, because as everybody knows, usually the friends closest to Triple H on the roster usually benefit. And I think that Triple H ought to deal with everybody with an open mind, deal with everybody equally, and give everybody an equal chance to probably try and show what they can do for the company. And right now, that's what they need to do, because the product isn't all that good. It's not all that bad, but it's not all that good. It's average. And I think the WWE now, with the loss of Daniel Bryan as being on TV due to his surgery, really needs to come together and really come up with something that's going to appeal to the fans, keep the fans wanting to watch more, especially, if they do decide not to strip Daniel Bryan of the WWE World Heavyweight title, then they're really going to have to work extra hard. In my opinion, if Bryan's going to be gone for 3 months, have a tournament, and then when he comes back, who's ever champion at that time, Bryan could have a match for the title once again at one of the major pay-per-views, which probably would be SummerSlam at the time. So anyway, I wanted to get this video out there today. Peace out, everybody. Have a great Friday. I hope it's nice where you are. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back sometime probably tomorrow in the evening. So have a great night, everybody.